I'm gonna tell you the real truth about most of my so-called personal opinions on the education system. Most of your education system is kind of out there. I don't think it's failed. I don't think it's like really that great. I don't think it's bad neither. It's just something you need to acquire things in life. And a lot of the education system holds back your real potential. A lot of it does, not all of it. Some of it actually extends whatever you have as a person, as a human being. And a lot of times people fixate on what education levels you have and try to judge you by education, and don't realize that education is too fixated on that zone. It doesn't accept you as you, you know. If you're black or white or whichever, I don't know, Japanese maybe, Thai, African, from some part of Africa, one of the tribes in Africa. A lot of people are one of those island communities. I don't know, you know, for example, Singapore or someplace like that. Now, I'm speaking in English right now because I don't want to confuse a whole lot of people right now. But I'm trying to go to the point where they're not talking about you by what you look like and talking about what you have in you and all that TMI garbage, right? I want to see what you can do for you, not for like somebody else and trying to go run some kind of gimmick on you and trying to use you as a marketing scheme or a slave trafficking brand of some kind, or trying to get you to be like pulled into a whole bunch of like riffraff and nonsense that you ought not be pulled into. No matter what they try to tell you, they try to sell you gimmicks and lies to say you're not actually a human being or some kind of weird, you're a brand as they call it, and they're disrespecting you. They're not caring about who you are as a person. I'm not the right person for all the information you're looking for, but I'm one of the sources that suffers from voice-to-skull attacks. I suffer from voice-to-skull attacks within a combination of some mild schizophrenia from here and there once in a while, not all the time, but sometimes. And a lot of times I deal with suffering bouts of different types that might seem a little like dissociative that I'm not aware of. I have a mild case of dissociative identity disorder because I can't remember everything I say and do all the time. So I have to read back through some of my old videos and my old links I had when I had an apartment on my old platform on my laptop. And a lot of you who don't understand what the nanotech thing is, that's a modern science, and I can't disclose that because somebody mentioned to me something about a comment they think I may or may not have had. It could have been a dissociative disorder related thing that I may or may not have disclosed, where I think I'm somebody else sometimes and I forget what my name is, and they have to keep telling me my first and last name because sometimes somebody called me something else because I couldn't speak up or pronunciate, because sometimes I mumble when I'm saying something. And the only thing I know personally is I was homeschooled for a long time, and somebody told me something about a comment that they can't remember but looks like an educational backing of some kind. And I'm like, that's skipping whatever I'm experiencing as a targeted individual, in which I am a targeted individual. I have been for many years. Whether or not I'm black or white does not matter. My education is not important. It's not important at all. At all. Excuse my language. I'm trying to like form a sentence because I mispronunciated. But most people will try to tell you that you're speaking with a language or accent. I don't remember everything. I might have had at one point. I might have heard voices that made me mimic whatever they're saying to me, but I hear voices that are British mostly and stuff that's on my mind, or what I would love to be at one point, but I don't speak with a British accent. A lot of times people tell me that I spoke with an accent. Like some person in the room, like I'm talking to somebody in the room, and they say, "Who are you talking to, Joseph?" "Hey, Joseph, you're kind of making me worried about you. You're talking to yourself." "And who's that in the room you're talking to?" And they go in the area where I'm at, and they think somebody's in the room talking to me. They say, "What you doing here still talking to yourself and all that?" And I think I'm a sufferer of dissociative blended with some schizophrenia. And I might have some kind of weird ghost or something in the room with me that I don't see that may be the cause of most of our disorders. And for some of you who don't believe that aliens and all that stuff exist, you may or may not be telling the truth. You might not be, but you might actually be telling some form of the truth about the extraterrestrials in the room and all this other TMI stuff, but I don't know. It might be a mental illness. But for some of you who do not know what dissociative identity disorder is, there's a thing called partial dissociative identity disorder, in which I may or may not have and may not realize, because sometimes I'm confused in the languages and stuff, and I have a little friend to help me out that's in my mind, and I visualize a person in the room talking with me when I don't have my technology with me. And sometimes I hold conversations and sing songs to the person that's in the room, that I see in the room, that's not actually there. But it's not a ghost or a demon. It's just some advanced hallucination I get every so often, where there's a person in the room that I'm talking to that looks like another self, but I don't know who the other self is. And a lot of times people think I'm talking to somebody in the room, and it's just me in the room. They're like, say, who is this person that he's talking to and stuff. And sometimes I talk to this person in the room in a secret language I made up when I was a kid. I was writing a language. I tried to get a patent for it. And that's all I've been doing, was studying languages and thinking about selling things, and just getting into like selling products of some kind, being some kind of salesman, some kind of like really advanced learner. But apparently in one video I think I made a long time ago, where I had a dissociative like one of those bad like episodes, and didn't know who I was and forgot my name, and I think I had a dissociative. I think I did. I don't know outright. But somebody said that I had a hallucination from the appearance of it, that I believed I was a deity or some kind of god, some kind of Yahweh, some kind of weird name, something. And it could have been a ghost or a demon that got in me that night. They said it was nighttime when I made the video. I was trying to find the video, but it's hard to look it up. I'm trying to go look it up right now, but it's going to take some time to look it up. And I was under a hallucination because I was off my meds for a number of days. And I started having like bipolar, schizophrenic episodes of various kinds. And most of mine are kind of infused with a lot of things that's kind of out there, because I read a lot of books and stuff. Just reading a lot of books. And there's something about masonry and some other stuff I was reading, that we are God or something, some weird delusion that I had with mental illness of various kinds. That's all I remember. Just various mental illnesses. Nothing more, nothing less. As far as my personal faith, I'm not supposed to fully express other than human. Just that. Anything else is probably a hallucination I had. An episode. From not being all the way on all my meds. That's all I know. That's all I have to say. Alright, bye-bye.